Hi, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I'm going to be doing a beach house vacation rental in The Sims 4. This idea was based off of the TV show Battle on the Beach on HGTV. If you aren't familiar with the show or its format, it is a competition show where there are 3 teams and each team is tasked with designing or renovating a beach house, and each team also has a celebrity design mentor that helps them with their design process, kind of gives their professional opinion when it comes to design. And after this last season, I really liked it, and I feel like I've taken some inspiration from all of these seasons, and I've kind of made my own version of the homes that I see on the show. This is built in the world of Brindleton Bay, otherwise known as the Cats and Dogs world. If you want more information, you can check out the description of this video to see the value of the home and other details that are important if you want to play in this home. I designed this home to be either a vacation rental or a residential home, but I was mostly thinking of this being a vacation home just because that is what the last season of Battle on the Beach was focusing on, was the rent ability. So right now we are in the little kitchenette slash half bath. This is on the first floor. The main house is on the second and third floor, so we're just going to be making a little kitchenette area so it's easier for your Sims if they're spending all day on the beach. They can easily grab a snack down here and use the bathroom. I added some showers on the exterior because that's something I noticed with the homes on Battle on the Beach, is that they mostly all have a exterior shower. So we are just going to be adding some cabinets and going to be adding this cute little like fishing detail. So now we're just going to be adding some curtains. The Sims 4 packs I am using in this build are Eco Lifestyle, Discover University, Cats and Dogs, and Grilling Together. So I was trying to make this a nice family home for either like a family that come visit grandparents, or they all come and visit this one house every summer. And so this home does have space from everybody from an infant to a older Sim, and even there's space for cats and dogs. That is kind of why I built it in the world of Brindleton Bay. I also was considering the world of Sulani that came with Island Living, but I was worried that if I built it in Sulani, the home would be more tropical than coastal. I know that's kind of a very thin line of like tropical and coastal kind of have the same design elements, but I was trying to make this just more coastal and not so tropical, so that's why I ended up building here in the world of Brindleton Bay. But now we are heading on to the second level, aka the entrance of the home. So we're first going to be walking into like the formal entryway and going to be starting off with a drop zone area, and I wanted some fun wallpaper up here in the first landing space that you like enter, kind of like give that first wow impression. So we're just going to be adding some decorations. I did add a little like book of like signing in, writing down your good memories here in the front area. So now we're going to be adding some pictures. I added these picture frames from the Growing Together pack, and you can either add your Sims pictures or add pictures that your Sims take of the beach and other surroundings. And now we're heading into the kitchen of the home, which has nice big glass doors. So the kitchen has a nice view of the ocean, and we're just going to be adding some appliances. I ended up using these fancy appliances from the Growing Together pack, and everything else is base game. I do use a few clutter items or decorative items from the cats and dogs pack, but I wanted to have a kitchen with a little bit more space, so I ended up switching out the arch doorway into this room. So we're just going to be kind of adjusting the windows. I didn't want to have like too many like absorptions in the kitchen, and I wanted the countertops to make sense and the cabinetry to make sense, and having these big windows that I did choose just like wasn't really working when I was adding the upper cabinets. So I did design this home, and I did like create this build. I did look on the Sims 4 gallery to see if anybody has like created shells of past seasons homes, but I couldn't really find anything, so I decided to just create my own build and then make it a luxurious beach house rental myself. So we're just going to be adding some curtains now and going to be adding a island, but I ended up getting rid of this island to have a dining space in the middle of the room instead of this island. So we're just going to be adding some kitchen decorations, and I do put it mostly on these two countertops because I was trying to hide the railing pole from the other side of the wall where the stairs are like coming up to this level. So we're just going to be adding a home security system and a fire alarm, and going to be adding a cute little picture on this wall, but I ended up switching out that picture frame for a little calendar block. So that kind of made more sense, especially in the kitchen. So we're just going to be now working on the back deck since it is right off of the kitchen, and I was kind of in like a kitchen decorating mode from coming right off of the kitchen, and it just made sense since this is right off of the kitchen, and it's like outdoor cooking, outdoor dining. I have a little bit of an outdoor living room right off of the kitchen, and then the first floor primary bedroom also has a private dining area. So we're just going to be moving a few things around. I realized with the fencing I used to give the outdoor shower privacy, it was kind of coming through the walls. So before I put this home on the Sims 4 gallery, I did make the fence shorter. So if you see the clipping in my video, it will not be there by the time you play in it. And if you want to play in this home, all the information is down in the description. I find it has helpful information like the total value price of this home and the packs I used and the world I built it in. I know I've mentioned all these things before in the video, but sometimes I forget, so always make sure to check the description if you want to play in a home I design. I try to have all the information down there, and if you are currently checking the description, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you haven't already, I do have a goal to reach 160 subscribers and stay at 160 subscribers for a whole month, so please make sure to hit the subscribe button to help me reach my goal. So we're just going to be adding a outdoor seating area, and I was feeling like this wall on the side was looking a little bit blank, and so I was trying to find some sort of like wall feature, and I ended up going with this living wall, and we're going to be adding a nice little comfy couch area out here so your Sims can like watch the waves roll in from this couch. And it's kind of more of a family space, but I do have a like more private area for the first floor bedroom. We'll get to that when we head into the primary bedroom, but first we got to finish up this space. And I was trying to make the clipping of the fence work a little bit. I'm like, maybe that's just like weight in a way so the rug doesn't fly away, but it was bothering me too much. So after I was done recording, I did switch the fence to be a shorter height. This home is built on medium wall height, and so I had that luxury of choosing a shorter wall height. But now we are in the living room of the house. I kind of skipped over this, but there is a like public first floor bathroom in the entryway, and I did forget to add some pet bowls, so we are adding those as well. The fireplace is from the Discover University pack, and then the couch and rug are from the Cats and Dogs pack. I liked how these couch looks like a cozy coastal couch, and so it did remind me of like the last season of Battle on the Beach, having this like kind of like comfy grandma vibe almost in the living room. And also the wall paneling I chose was inspired by that same living room, so we're just going to be adding a chair and a lamp, but I ended up getting rid of the chair and putting it in a different location. So now we're just going to be finishing up the living room, and I forgot, but I did change the rug to be from Discover University, and I use it again in a little bit for a game area that is in this space. I wanted to have like a fun family vibe vacation home. So I just wanted this to be a nice, comfortable home for 3 generations to gather in. So we're just going to be making sure that there is space in this home from everybody who is an infant to a older sim. And one of the things I did to make sure that this home was accommodating for everybody is add a little playmat for the infant and a little toy chest for the child and toddler. So we're just going to be adding a few little like games now. I'm working on that little gaming table, so I wanted to have like chairs along each side of the table, and even though your Sims can't like actually play games, it is a nice like fun community, like intimate seating conversation spot. So we're using the same chairs from the Cats and Dogs pack, and I liked how using the same chairs really helped with a consistent vibe. But now we are in the first floor bedroom. I was imagining that this space would be for grandparents, or it could just be for parents, and then the bedrooms upstairs could be for the children and teenagers. So we're just going to be adding a dresser. I wanted to go for more darker wood tones in here since the doors and wall paneling are all pretty bright. And to keep with the vacation home vibes, I did add suitcases into each room. You won't see the suitcases in the video, but if you stay towards the end of the video, you will see the suitcases in the rest of the rooms. I feel like this rug I added had a really nice like tie with the blue and the creams, so I made sure to add that. I'm pretty sure that rug is from the Growing Together pack, and these lamps are from Discover University. Nothing is sponsored by any fancy home design companies like the show, but this home does have a lot of packs that I have used in it, which is something I was trying to be mindful of. I just gotta say, that is my 2026 goal of building in The Sims, is being mindful of the packs I use, so hopefully it's easier for you to play in my builds. But now we're working on a little intimate seating area. So the first floor primary bedroom does have a private entry to the balcony, and I wanted to make sure that there were some skill building items throughout this home. So I added some art easels into the space, and going to be adding a few random decorations that I forgot about earlier, and so we're just going to be adding a little like fireplace sticks and going to be adding some condiments onto the side of the barbecue. And I was planning on using this little blanket rack, so we're going to be adding the chairs into the private balcony area, and going to be finding a little lamp to put on the table in between, and going to just be finishing up the space of the house before we head into the ensuite. You will see me add 2 sinks, but I did remove one of the sinks to have space for a litter box. I was kind of imagining that the cat, if there is a cat, it would be the grandparents' cat, and then if there's a dog, it'd probably be the children's dog or the grandchildren's dog. So we're just going to be adding some mirrors. It was kind of hard to get rid of the second sink because I had the judges of the show be like, you need to have 2 sinks, but Sims logic doesn't always match up with real life logic, and so I decided to just keep 1 sink. But now we are heading on to the 3rd floor, going to be adding a little woodworking station and another art easel because I did want your Sims to have skill building opportunities in this home, even if it is a vacation home. And now we're going to be working on a desk space, and I wanted to at least have a laptop in the space, kind of thinking that it's like nice if the Sims quote unquote have an emergency like work meeting, then they can hop on to the computer. And we're just going to be adding a lamp in the corner and a lighthouse light onto the desk, along with some other little decoration little items. And we're just going to be adding a few pictures onto the wall, with trying to keep this area simple since it is just kind of like a walking space, just kind of trying to like not overly decorate it too much. And now we are heading into the bunk room, which isn't actually a bunk room. There are 0 bunks in this room, but it has the space to sleep 3 Sims, 1 being a toddler. So we're first going to be starting off with 3 regular sized beds, and these beds are from the Discover University pack. I wanted to use these beds because it looked like they had storage underneath, and so that is something that every season the judges like to critique, is enough storage in a space. And I know that's probably not like every season, but it's a pattern I've noticed. So we're just going to be adding some side tables. Since I did size down these side tables, I didn't want to put anything on them or else they'd be like floating, which I know I can just use the Control 9 key to put items on, but I wasn't really wanting to do that. I wanted just like the bedding to be like the distinguishing features of the room, and I did theme this area to cats, so we are just going to be adding some cat themed items in this space, and we're just going to be doing a little bit of dressing with the door location of this room, and going to be heading into the stuffed animal catalog, and going to be adding this cute little calico cat, and going to be adding some curtains. I feel like it was kind of a fun feature to have these curtains kind of like meet in the corner, so we're just going to be doing a little bit of adjusting into the hallway since I did some adjusting with the position of the door. We're just going to be adding a rug, and like I was saying with the side tables being shrunk, I didn't want anything to be floating, and so I had the lights for each side table be wall sconces. So we're just going to be adding some fun wallpaper. I feel like I was getting a little bit bored of the paneling, and so I wanted to add something more fun, and I felt like having this like checkered picnic table style wallpaper in the space was like fun, but it was still neutral in this room. I wasn't trying to like go super hard with like one solid theme. I wanted to like have each space have a little bit of a different personality. So like the soccer bed is kind of designed for a possible teen or older child, and then the teal bed is designed for a child who is possibly a girl, and then this pink bed does end up getting replaced with a toddler bed, so your Sims can have a toddler in this space if you want to. I also did a toddler bed in this space because once you are on a vacation in The Sims, you can't like change any of the design or the bedding, or like you can't go into build mode basically. And so I was kind of doing a toddler bed in this room so you wouldn't forget to add a toddler bed before you have your Sims come in and stay in this space. And because I added a toddler bed, I was like, I need to have a bathtub in this floor, and so I do have to do a little bit of renovation in the bathroom, and this is kind of the main point where I decided to have the cat be the grandparents. And so here is that bathroom renovation, and I feel like this bathroom renovation made sense. It does have a bigger bathroom now, and the other bedroom does have a little bit of privacy to get into, so we're just going to be adding some animal pictures above the toddler's bed, and going to be heading into the bathroom now. So I made sure to have a toddler toilet and the shower tub combo, and I wanted to have the shower tub combo with the little like feet grippy things, so there is no slipping going on in the bathroom. And then I'm just going to be adding a sink and a toilet. This bathroom is pretty simple in here, and we're just going to be adding all of the usual bathroom things. And I really feel like I need to like point out every single little thing. I was trying to keep this home realistic, but I know there's like certain things that are kind of annoying to play with in The Sims, like laundry. But if you did want to add laundry into this home, I would suggest putting it into the kitchenette area on the first floor. So we're just going to be adding some towels onto this shelf for more storage, easy access, and going to be changing them into a nice beach color gray, and going to be adding a towel rack and a picture above the toilet. So very simple bathroom, but I feel like it does fit its need for a large family. This is the only bathroom up here on the third floor, so it's hosting like at least 7 Sims if you're including an infant, the parents, and 3 children, one being a toddler. So now we are in the primary bedroom, or what I would imagine to be the primary bedroom, even though it doesn't have a access to the bathroom or private access to the bathroom. So I do add a little bassinet into the little nook, so it has a nice little private spot. And I guess technically that isn't a bassinet, it's just a regular crib. So we're just going to be adding some side tables. And I just gotta say, finding that crib took me forever. I edited out like 5 minutes of me trying to find that bassinet because I thought it was in the Growing Together pack, but it was in base game. But the changing table is in the Growing Together expansion pack. It's kind of silly that they didn't add a changing table into the base game, but they just added cribs. So sorry, had to go on a little rant there. But similar to the first floor bedroom, I wanted to go for more darker wood tones in this space, and so I feel like it really helps contrast the light walls and the light wood on the doors. So we are getting close to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you do want to play in this home, you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery. All the information is down in the description, and make sure to leave a comment if you have any build suggestions for me. I would love to see what you want me to build. I post new videos every single Tuesday, and if you want to follow me over on Instagram, you can be the first one to see my YouTube reels, and hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!